Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamie and I am the Kansan Reader. If you are new here, hi. If you are returning, hello. You guys may have seen on my community tab, I posted, I want to say about a week ago, a challenge that I have made for Christmas time. And more specifically, I made this challenge to help me knock off some more books off on my Kindle, and to help lower that down. If you had not seen that video before, I had over 400 books on my Kindle. After cleaning some off and just getting rid of all the books that I know I'm not going to read or I would have liked in the past, but with my reading preferences changing and I'm getting stricter with it, I just knew I wasn't going to like those books. So with that being said, every single one of these books that I'm about to talk about, I own on the Kindle. They might be on Kindle Unlimited, but I'm not fully sure. There is one prompt that I have that is open. I don't have a book for it just yet. I'll explain that once we get there. With that being said, here is my challenge and all the prompts on it. If you would like to participate, like I said, I have that on the community tab. You can go over there and see that. First and foremost, we are going to start with the first prompt, and that is a Christian fiction. So I have a ton of Christian fiction, but I wanted to narrow this down around wintertime or a little bit with a Christmas theme. And I found that I have an indie author that I follow on Instagram. I purchased her book and I haven't picked it up. So that's what I'm going to do for this first prompt, and that is Frostlight by Danielle Bullen. If I remember correctly, this author wrote this book specifically more for like her daughter. That being said, this is going to be my pick for Christian fiction. I also think it is a fantasy, so if you are big into fantasy, there is this. Next is Snow on the Cover. I chose A Sugar Plum Christmas by Suzanne Hatler. This one, I didn't know what prompt to put this under because it can fall under several different prompts. But because the couple is standing in the snow, and as you can see there's snow on the mountains in the background, I just decided this one's going to go under Snow on the Cover. Next, so I have 3 prompts, which it's specifically a color of the cover prompt. I have white, red, and green. In order for a book to fall on one of these prompts, 75% of the cover has to be the color specified in the prompt. This book's actually a thriller or a suspense book. It's not a Christmas book, but it is a mostly white cover, and that is The Girls in the Snow by Stacy Green. Reason why I threw in a thriller was just to kind of break up all of the Christmassy themes and to be kind of like a palate cleanser. With that being said, the next prompt is a red cover, and I have A Husband for Christmas by I don't know how to say this author's name, but here's the cover. If you guys can tell me how that's pronounced, please let me know down in the comments. But yeah, as you can see, it's a mostly red cover, and again, this one could fall under several different prompts, but I threw it on the red cover. this next prompt is the one I do not have a book for, and that is set on Christmas Day. So the whole book doesn't have to be set on Christmas Day, but I do want to try and find a book that is 100% set on Christmas Day. But sometimes you won't get that, and I don't have a lot of time. I mean, I only have a month to try and find a book for this. So with that being said, I am going to try and make it where the book is 50% to 75% set on Christmas Day. Next is the green cover, and I have Mary and Brett by Byrd for this. I have no idea what this is about, and this one could also fall on a couple other prompts for this challenge, but it is one of the few green covers that I own, and it is also like one of the only Christmas books that I own that has a green cover. Next is Christmas in the Title, and this is one of my older Christmas books on my Kindle. I don't remember when I got this, but I really do think it is one of the older Christmas books on my Kindle. And that is The Claus in Christmas by Rachael Bloome. I had so many books to choose from with this prompt, but like I said, since this one is one of the older ones, I decided to go ahead and try and get this one knocked off. Tree on the cover. I have so many books to follow on this prompt as well, but I decided to choose this book in particular. Now, the cover that I have here is not the same cover on my Kindle. The cover on my Kindle actually has several different trees on it. But this one is The Santa Swap by Ruth Pendleton. And as you can see with this cover that I found on Goodreads, it does have a tree on it. It's not as prominent as, like I said, the one on my Kindle. Actually, in fact, okay, we're going to get rid of this cover that I found on Goodreads and show you the cover that I have. As you can see, there's actually several trees on there, but there's two prominent ones. And that is why I chose this book for the tree on the cover. So next prompt, well actually this is the final prompt. This is presents on the cover, and surprisingly enough, I don't have that many books with presents on the cover. In fact, I only have two. The first book that I had with presents on the cover was actually, what's it called, an anthology where there's like a bunch of books in one. And for me to read that cover, just the way I am, I would have to read all of those books under that cover for this to actually, count. I don't have to actually read all the books at the same time, but just the way I am when it comes to a challenge, I would choose that cover, and then I would have to read all the books. So with that being said, I chose the other cover that I have for this. It only has one present on there, but I'm gonna say it counts. And that is a Lighthouse Cafe Christmas by Jennifer Faye, and it just looks really cute. The cover, it just kind of looks like it has like that gift feeling on the cover, a little bit of like nostalgia maybe. Anyway, those are all my books for my prompts. Like I said, I own every single one of these. I really do want to try and knock off at least half of these prompts by the end of the month. Now, I did say I had my winter TBR in this as well. And let's get into that. This first book, I bought it for the cover, and the cover alone. I just recently read the back, as in, I've tried filming this video once before, and I didn't like how it came out. So with that being said, I had to refilm, and yes, I actually read the synopsis in that video and found out it is a young A thriller. It's about like private school kids. Anyways, with that being said, before I show the cover, I cannot pronounce this author's name. So if the author, like, I really want to apologize to the author, because I'm not even going to try and pronounce her name and just butcher it all to Kingdom Come. But that is Ace of Spades, and there's the author's name. I absolutely love this cover. Just look at the detail they have on these two characters, which I'm gonna assume are our main characters. So yes, it, like I said, it follows private school kids, and it is a thriller. It won a lot of awards. As you can see, there's a lot of awards, but I found this book, I want to say about a year, maybe 2 ago, and it's one of those, I don't even care if I end up not liking the story. I love this cover so much, it's going to be one of those show off covers. So, next, I've seen a lot of people put this book on their TBR, but I've never actually seen them finish it and talk about it. So with that being said, I chose it because it's a duology, and I want to try and get more into standalones and duologies in the fantasy genre, and that is Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. Like I said, I've seen a lot of people put this on their TBR, but I've never seen anyone actually read it and let me know their thoughts on it. Next is another popular book and a popular author who I have not read before, and I'm a little bit intimidated by it, by her and the book, but it gives a cold feeling from the cover, and so this is why it's on the TBR, and that is The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. Ruth Ware I see a lot, so I'm really excited to see what she's about. I think someone warned me that she does have some language, but I can't really remember if they said it was really bad or not. Next on the TBR, this is another one of those popular books. It was popular, like, I want to say at least 4 years ago, but I've had it for a very long time. I tried reading it once, but I wasn't in the right headspace for it, that being All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, however you say his last name. With that being said, I did try reading this once before. I kind of understand that that it is a World War II book. I think it's just literary fiction, or historical fiction, I guess. But I also think that the main character's blind, but I could be wrong on that. I think I remember the main character reading Braille, but like I said, I could be wrong on that, because it's been since I bought this book, which was when it was in the height of its popularity, that actually tried reading it, and yeah, it's been. With that being said, I do have a book from my fall TBR that I have started that I'm going to bring onto my winter TBR because I am not in the right headspace for it. Normally I am a fantasy person and I love all things fantasy, but for some reason I am in a serious contemporary romance mood. So with that being said, I had to put this book on a hold, and it also kind of explains why I've been slogging through a lot of other fantasies. It's because I'm not in the right headspace for it. And so that is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I am 100 pages in, actually, like legit, that is 100 pages. She has entered Caraval. She's about to, I think she started playing the game, but again, I just wasn't in the right headspace, and I kind of am not liking Scarlet, so that's another thing that's kind of working against me. So it's gonna come from my fall TBR and be put onto the winter TBR. Also, it just kind of has more of a winter feel anyway, that cover does. So it is not only my Christmas TBR, but my winter TBR. So these books here are gonna go with me into January and February. So I have December, January, and February to read these books. Now, will I have other TBRs since then? Yes, but those are a majority of winter TBRs, and they're also kind of here so I can break up my Christmas if I need to, if I'm like getting a little too much Christmas spirit at once. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.